Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Loners. I think I need to start every video now with just saying, please, if you have seen our content, if you like us, please subscribe and jump over to our blog channel. Subscribe there as well. Yep. All right. Today we're going to do a video called...
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, we appreciate you all. Top 10 British bands who never cracked America.
I feel like we did something like this, no?
No, we did Irish bands.
It was 8 years ago.
So?
All right.
These are the classics. Honestly, there haven't been that many good rock bands or bands in general in the past like 10, 15 years. The ones that really stand out as like bands. So, I don't know. Let's see.
These musical groups found fame in the UK, but they remained relatively obscure in the US.
I just want to say too, in my opinion, and I've gotten into some debates with this a while ago, but I think the greatest rock bands have always come out of the UK.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, the USA I think has the best blues that came out of it. But for like rock, which a lot of rock obviously got inspired by blues and other things like that. But just like when you think of like Pink Floyd, Zeppelin, you know, Black Sabbath, all that type of stuff, UK.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 British bands who never cracked America. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're focusing on bands that never experienced continuous commercial success in America. Number 10, Supergrass.
I've heard that.
For a British band to successfully cross over into America, it's crucial to capitalise upon the buzz. And for Oxford group Supergrass, well, they failed to expand beyond their native demographic.
I mean, they'll probably have a solid
It sounds like
career out in the UK.
Yeah, because there's a ton of people in the UK.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the Strokes got a lot of influence from them.
Yeah, I can see that.
With their 1995 debut album I Should Coco, Supergrass briefly reached the number 1 in the UK charts and actually released 2 more albums by the end of the 90s. By that time though, music trends had changed significantly in the US and, well, Supergrass began to drift away, barely cracking the US top 200 with 2002's Life on Other Planets. Sadly, it all ended with an internal Twitter beef.
Oh my god.
Number 9, Madness. During the late 70s and early 80s, this band was far more than just a one-hit wonder in the UK. In fact, Madness would even...
Is this the one that's like, in the middle of our house? Yeah. It's so funny. I've heard all of these, but I just didn't know where they're from.
Yeah, maybe a lot of them are kind of, to us, are like one-hit wonders, but like in the UK are pretty known.
Popular, yeah.
Influenced the American band that would ultimately become No Doubt.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of our street, our house.
And like Gwen Stefani's versatile group, Madness didn't align themselves with a specific genre, as they blended together a variety of musical styles. With that being said, Madness was, in fact, linked to skinheads in their early days, which perhaps negatively affected larger-scale opportunities. Regardless, the UK band experienced great success during their initial 10-year run.
This is why ignorance is bliss. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But never once did one of their acclaimed albums crack the US Top 100 charts.
It must be love, love, love.
Number 8, Take That.
I guess now it's time for me to give up.
By the mid-90s, the legendary music executive Clive Davis signed this UK boy band to a record deal with Arista, but Take That had already begun to self-destruct.
So come on, get it on. I don't know what you're waiting for.
In their prime, Gary Barlow stunned critics with his songwriting skills, and a young Robbie Williams displayed his obvious star power. And so, Take That seemed prime.
Robbie Williams, that sounds really familiar.
I think you're thinking of Robin.
No, I remember because there was an artist that I would be like, oh, he has the same name as Robin Williams.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that.
For America. Yet Williams quit in 1996 just as the pop scene was about to change in the United States. The group initially formed in the early 90s, and despite 3 well-received albums, Take That just didn't seem to have the right amount of mojo to keep it going, although the core members would later reunite with Williams in 2010.
Wash your mouth, son, or you'll find yourself floating home.
Number 7, Kasabian.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, I didn't know they did this
American
song.
indie fans have
One of my sister's husband's friends is from the UK, and this is like one of his favorite bands.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I would never have heard of it if it wasn't for him. He's from Birmingham. All right.
Well, you
certainly
would've
heard of
it
this
right
group
now.
from
So,
Leicester,
Yeah.
despite the fact that Kasabian's lead
I didn't know
singer
they made this
Sergio
song.
Pizzono once noted that he hates indie bands. So that's one thing to consider
I heard it in Tony Hawk when I was younger. Yeah.
when thinking about Kasabian's failed American crossover. In the UK, they reached number 4 on the UK charts with their self-titled 2004 debut.
Like if I heard
and
this,
the
I would have thought it was like the Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, it does sound.
next several albums managed to reach number 1.
Sorry for stopping. Arctic Monkeys, they're a UK band too, huh?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
God, yeah. All the good music comes from the UK.
Yeah, a lot of it does.
Yeah.
Okay, this is such a fucking annoying thing to admit. I was a child, okay? When I was a kid, I thought Green Day was British.
I mean, I could see it.
Because when he was singing I Don't Want to Be an American Idiot, I was like, singing too, duh, even though I'm from here. But I just always assumed they weren't from here because
I get it.
I thought they were just meaning they didn't want to be American in general because they're all idiots. I didn't realize. Anyway,
I mean, that makes sense.
They give British energy.
They do. They 100% do. They get, because it reminds me like if they had influence from like Sex Pistols and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
By 2013, however, guitarist Jay Mellor actually left to play with Liam Gallagher, formerly of Oasis, while Tom Meehan cited unfinished business in America around the same time. However, the 2014 album 4813 failed to chart in the US,
1738.
and maybe Kasabian just wasn't ready for a committed American crossover.
I'm sure they did fine without it.
Number 6, Happy Mondays.
Never heard of them.
You know he talks so hip, man, you twisted my melon, man.
Now this Mojoholics is what you call a Manchester band. From 1980 to 1993, Happy Mondays managed to gain quite the following in the UK, certainly with their 1990 album Pills and Thrills and Bellyaches. But considering that a band like New Kids on the Block was big in the United States at the time, well, that's just one reason why the Happy Mondays sound failed to connect with the American mainstream. Even so, this is a band that heavily influenced some of the more notable UK bands of the 90s, such as Oasis and the Stone Roses.
I like the Stone Roses, but it's really my favorite song by them is that one, the really famous song by them,
Don't know.
which I cannot remember right now. It's escaping my memory. Yeah.
Yet their sound embodies more of a distinct Euro vibe rather than trendy American hooks. Number 5, Stereophonics.
I've been down and I'm wondering why these little black clouds keep walking around me.
From the late 90s to the early 2000s, this Welsh band established a reputation for their killer live shows. However, Stereophonics ultimately dismissed original drummer Stuart Cable in 2003, reportedly because he was more interested in his TV show than the band. Sadly, Cable would pass away just 7 years later. In their prime, Stereophonics was known as one of the most talented UK bands, releasing 5 #1 albums throughout the 2000s. Yet only one of those, 2001's Just Enough Education to Perform, managed to crack the US Top 200 charts.
So maybe tomorrow I'll find my way
They remind me of like a more emo like Maroon 5.
home.
Despite the lack of American buzz, Stereophonics continues in their native Wales as one of the most highly regarded UK bands of the 21st century.
I think you-
I know.
I think you're right. Like even all these bands, if they got enough traction in the UK, they're fine. They didn't need the US to like. They would have been more money, obviously, but I'm sure they did fine.
I think at that time, that's how people felt
Gauge.
like they made it. I don't know.
That's how they gauge the success.
But yeah, and I mean, I can hear a ton of influences like back and forth from bands here to from what we're hearing from the UK.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just easier for if you're already here, you know?
Yeah.
Number 4, Manic Street Preachers. Like many overly ambitious rock
That guitar sounds like they got influence from Van Halen. It sounds like that song. I said jump.
Yeah.
bands, this Wales group infamously hyped up their 1992 debut album, Generation Terrorists, and, well, failed to crack the top 10 in the UK charts. In fact, the Manics wouldn't land a number 1 until 6 years later, this coming 3 years after the mysterious disappearance of the celebrated songwriter and guitarist Richie Edwards. Their music is pure rock, something that US rock enthusiasts could easily get behind, or so it would seem. But while the Manics became iconic figures overseas, their sound just never translated to American mainstream consumers. Decades after the loss of Edwards, however, the Manics continue to wail. Number 3, Pulp.
I've heard of that.
By the time of this band's success during the mid-90s Britpop era, they had already been together well over 15 years. And until then, Pulp had never actually landed a gold record, let alone an American hit. But albums like Different Class and This Is Hardcore teased at a potential American crossover, with the latter finding its way to the US charts in 1996. At this time though, reported drug use and internal scuffling shook up the band, and Pulp's final album was ultimately released in the early fall of 2001, peaking at number 6 in the UK charts. For a brief time, this group was on par with the likes of Oasis, but like the Gallaghers, Pulp just couldn't manage to keep the unit together. Number 2, The Jam. Fronted by the multi-talented Paul Weller, a man known for his distinct British compositions, this band came, saw and conquered during their decade-long existence. Well, at least in the UK.
I first felt a fist, and then a kick. I could now smell their breath.
Aesthetically, The Jam proceeded
They remind me of The Clash a lot.
punk, and they called it quits just as the new wave took off in the early 80s. In between, they released 6 acclaimed studio albums, with the last 5 climbing the UK charts. Truth be told, The Jam had somewhat of a steady presence in the US charts during their run, but despite their stylized look and obvious talent, the party ended with the 1982 release, The Gift. And just like that, The Jam was gone before Americans could catch on. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions.
You spend the evening unpacking books from boxes. You pass me up so as not to break a promise. Meet me on the mad parade when the midnight bells are chiming.
Number 1, The Stone
there we
Roses.
No, what's the other song? The really popular one. It's killing me.
If you're even vaguely familiar with the bravado and attitude of Oasis, well, let's just say the Gallagher brothers were inspired by the Stone Roses.
Nice.
This is a band that once said America doesn't deserve us yet, and while they may have been right, the Stone Roses didn't seem in a hurry to record consistent music after the renowned 1989 debut.
Let me put you in the picture, let me show you what I mean.
That's awesome.
Ain't no king, man, she's my queen.
In fact, it took a full 5 years for the Manchester group to drop a second album, and the band folded for good less of 2 years later. Since then, there has always been
That's it. I wanna be adored. I wanna.
talks of a reunion,
song.
but it just never seems to happen. And so the Stone Roses will forever remain an acclaimed British rock band that failed to live up to their crossover potential.
I like that song a lot.
Where did we hear that? We heard it when we were in the car months ago, right?
No, I remember it was like a few years ago.
No, you-
I put it on the TV.
Yeah, that's what you did. Sometimes Brian and I will just sit here and have like music video nights, and then we'll like play tag, and like you'll put it on
It
a
was
song,
when-
and then I'll put on a song. We would put on music.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I wanna be adored.
Get it, babe.
All right.
You should have been in a.
Let us know if
rock
they're
band.
missing any bands that you guys like. Okay. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Jump over to the log channel. Subscribe. Peace.